If you walk through any busy trading center in Uganda, you'll see a beautiful mix of people. You might pass a Muslim man on his way to the mosque, a Christian woman heading to choir practice, and a village elder who still follows the traditions of his ancestors. Even though they believe differently, they share the same air. You'll hear the Muslim call to prayer echoing from one side of the road, while a church choir practices nearby. And in the village, just a few minutes away, that elder might be thanking the ancestors for a successful harvest. These neighbors share everything, from the same local schools to the same hospitals and markets. So how do people with such different traditions live together in peace? Think about a jug of clean water. If you pour it into a plastic cup, it takes the shape of that cup. But if you pour that exact same water into a traditional gourd or a metallic mug, the shape changes completely. The container looks different, but the water inside is exactly the same. Religion in Uganda is much like these different cups. The water inside, the core values of love, respect, and a belief in a creator, comes from the same source. It's only the cups, our specific rituals and histories, that look different from the outside. Each of these three faiths has its own story. Christianity grew from the life and resurrection of Jesus Christ. Islam was brought by the Prophet Muhammad to bring light and justice to Arabia. And African traditional religion is ancient, an indigenous faith passed down through stories and rituals for generations. Despite these different histories, all three believe in one supreme creator. Whether we call him Ruhanga, Katanda, or Kibumba, we are all looking toward a single maker of the universe. The first thing they agree on is God is omnipotent, having the power to create the universe. Second, he is omnipresent, everywhere at once, in churches, mosques, and forests. Finally, he is omniscient, knowing everything, even the secrets in our hearts. Now, because this creator is so great, we use different go-betweens to reach him. Christians look to Jesus Christ, Muslims respect the prophets, and followers of traditional religion honor ancestors and spirits. When we realize we are all praying to the same all-powerful, all-knowing maker, our different ways of reaching him start to look like a reason for respect, rather than a reason to argue. It's one thing to agree on who God is, but how do these religions tell us to treat our neighbors on a busy Monday morning? Each faith has its rulebook: the 10 Commandments, the Pillars of Faith, and African community norms. The commandments focus on honesty and respect. Similarly, the Islamic practice of zakat matches perfectly with African taboos, rewarding village generosity. When we see how these rules overlap, it becomes clear that they are all trying to build the same kind of neighborhood, where people are honest, where they are generous, and look out for one another. For a Christian, this isn't just a nice idea. It's a direct instruction from the Bible. Look at this story from the book of John. Jesus is sharing water with a Samaritan woman. In those days, Jews and Samaritans stayed far apart because of religious and cultural grudges. They didn't even speak to each other. But Jesus broke those invisible walls. He spoke with her kindly, proving that the love of God doesn't stop at the edge of your own religion. After a long day of work, they are sitting together outside a local shop. Here is the real-world proof of harmony, sitting down together to share a meal of beef stew and matoke. Even though they pray in different buildings, they can still enjoy the same food at the same table. Living in harmony doesn't mean you have to give up your own beliefs. It just means you respect the cup your neighbor is drinking from, because you recognize that the water inside is just as vital as yours. When communities forget this, they fall into hatred and discrimination. But when we focus on what we share, we build a stronger, safer place for everyone. By following the example Jesus set, we can look past our differences and focus on the Creator who unites us. That is how we build a truly harmonious Uganda.